Hey, Nonpel Nighthawks. All right, here we go with Module 1, Lesson 13. We are going to be still doing word problems like our last lesson, but in this lesson, we're going to be using subtraction with our standard algorithm. Okay, so I am successful when I can solve word problems with tape diagrams and the standard subtraction algorithm, which looks really similar to our addition algorithm. Okay, so for starters, if we were to have 4,259 minus 2,171, okay, just like our addition problems, we want to write that vertically so we can see our place values right on top of each other. So we can take 4,259 and we're going to subtract 2,171. So I mentioned in our last videos that it's really important to put your larger number on top. It's even more important using subtraction. Okay, your larger number you always want to be on, take it on top, put it on top. All right, so 9, subtracting 1, 9 take away 1, that's going to leave us with 8. Look at our tens place. I'm going to take 5, I'm going to take away 7. Can I do that? I can, but we're not working with the negative numbers in 4th grade. So because I don't have enough to take away from 5, we're going to borrow from next door. Okay, so my 2 is going to become a 1. And remember when we were adding, if I bundled 10, it was equal to 1 when I moved to the larger. Well, now when I'm subtracting, I'm decomposing. So I'm breaking that 1 apart. So this 1 that I just took away is worth 10 in my tens place. So my 5 is going to become 15. Okay, so now I can subtract 15 minus 7. You can count up 7 to 15 if that kind of helps you find the difference. We're going to say, well, 5 minus 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus 5 more is going to leave us with 8. So 15 minus 7 is 8. Now this is 1, it's not 2, because remember we took that 10 away. So I have 1 minus 1 leaves us with 0. 4 minus 2 leaves us with 2. Okay, so when we were working with that place value in the beginning of the school year and we were bundling and moving left and right, getting bigger and smaller, it's going to help you a lot with our addition and subtraction. Subtraction is usually where we see the most common misconception because a lot of kids will go, well, 5 minus 7, well, that's 2. No, it's not 2. Even though I have a 7 on the bottom, I can't just switch them, right? That wouldn't give me the accurate answer. So we have to borrow from next door so I have enough to take away. All right, let's do another one. All right, here's our next problem. So we have 23,422 and we're going to subtract 11,510. So we're going to line it up, setting up our standard algorithm. Remember I mentioned in the last video, if you turn your paper sideways, it gives you those lines vertically and you can write nice and neat using those lines to help guide you. All right, so we start with our ones place, just like addition. 2 minus 0, 2 minus 0 is going to stay 2. 2 minus 1 leaves us with 1. 4 minus 5. Remember, we just talked about if I don't have enough to take away, we need to borrow from next door. So I'm going to unbundle. I'm going to take one of these away, which makes it 2. That 1 I'm taking away converts to 10 in the hundreds place. I'm going to add 10 to my 4. My 4 is going to become 14. Now I can subtract. 14 minus 5 is 9. Bring my comma down. 2 minus 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is not 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. And 2 minus 1 is 1. So 23,422 minus 11,510 is 11,912. If we wanted to double check our work, we could, lighting's right there. But if we wanted to double check our work, we could take our answer plus our smaller number and add them together. And if we did our subtraction correctly, then our answer would be 23,422. So that's just a good way to double check yourself if you want to. All right, here's our next one. We have 29,014 minus 7,503. I wanted to show you what this would look like in a tape diagram. So when we were adding, we had both of our values in our tape diagram, but we're missing our top value, our whole value. We had both of our parts, but we're missing our whole. This one, we have our whole. So if I were to show my tape diagram, I know that my whole is 29,014, but I only have one of the parts. So this is what we're trying to find when we're subtracting, okay? So notice that I have 10,000s and thousands. So it's going to be really important that we don't, so I've been going this way when I'm adding, when I'm lining them up. So if I were to go 7,503, I'm not going to get the correct answer. Notice that my ones and ones aren't lined up. So it's easier if you line up your ones first, or always make sure your ones are lined up when you are setting up your algorithm. So I could start here and bring it over, which is a little harder for me to write that way. All right, now we can subtract. So 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 minus 0 is 1. 0 minus 5 I can't do. So I'm going to borrow from next door. So I'm going to unbundle one of these, which leaves this with 8. That's going to add 10 to my 0, which is going to give me 10. Now I can subtract. So 10 minus 5 is 5, comma, 8 minus 7 is 1, and then we just bring down our 2. So our missing part up here is 21,511. All right, we're going to do one more with the word problem. All right, so our last one of the day, and it's a word problem, so we're going to read it and walk through it and pull out the important information. So the paper mill produced 73,658 boxes of paper. 8,052 boxes have been sold. How many boxes remain? So we're trying to find the difference. So remember in our last video when I talked about when I'm adding two things, I'm finding the sum of the numbers. The vocabulary in math is gonna, when you guys get to a point where you're trying to figure out what it is you have to do I have to subtract, do I have to add, do I multiply? If you watch for those keywords, it's gonna tell you. So if you need to find the difference of something, then you need to subtract. If you need to find the sum of something, then you are adding, okay? So how many boxes remain? So we need to find the difference. So 73,658 boxes of paper were made. 8,052 were sold. So how many boxes remain is our question. Okay, start with our ones. 8 minus 2 leaves us with 6. 5 minus 5, 0. 6 minus 0 is 6. 3 minus 8, don't have enough to take away 8, so I'm going to borrow and unbundle. So my 7 is going to become 6. I'm going to add 10 here, which is going to make that 3, a 13. So now I can subtract 13 minus 8 leaves me with 5. And then 6, we're going to bring it on down because there's nothing to subtract. So 65,606 boxes remain. So you would put this value into your answer statement. All right, you guys, we will continue working with subtraction, if I can talk. It's one out of addition and subtraction. This is one we see kids struggle with the most, and it's the borrowing. So I'm going to find you guys a good video to help you just hear it from someone else how to borrow. But connecting it to that place value chart that we worked so hard in the beginning of the school year is going to help you connect it to subtraction. So if you need to go back and watch those videos, you can. But remember, if we move it to the left, it's getting larger. Move it to the right, it's getting smaller. Same idea with addition and subtraction. Okay? All right, you guys, have a great afternoon, and we'll see you guys soon. Keep working hard.